one.
Okay, Andre King, thank you for joining me today. I just wanted to get to know you a little bit better. I know since I've been with Loan Factory, you've come on and you've taken on a major role, and I just wanted to know a little bit more about you and what brought you to Loan Factory and what you do and how you're helping all of our loan officers.
Yeah, no, Vanda, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. I'm glad we were able to connect. I know we've had this set up for now a couple of months, so it's really, really good to see you face to face and be able to connect. But yeah, I've been blessed, right? Because this opportunity with Loan Factory has been something that has been building for about 8 months. And our CEO, Twan Nguyen, he's an amazing person. But I got a chance to meet him back in Miami in January of last year, and we connected. And he mentioned some things, and it was like kind of like visionary to where I
Hmm.
could be part of something with the company. And I didn't think it would actually come to fruition, but it all culminated here in June, beginning of this month, that I stepped into the business development manager role here at Loan Factory. And so that role, what it really entails is that I'm working with both the sales side of things, helping LOs, develop, grow, looking at building new relationships for Loan Factory, whether it be with title companies, whether it be with AMCs for appraisals, but also new lenders. We're trying to bring on as many as possible. I had an opportunity recently to go to Utah and speak at one of our trade show events because Tuan was out of the country. So that's something I would be doing as well. I'll be checking one out here in New Orleans here in about 2 weeks' time. I'll be in New Orleans speaking at that event as well. But it's really to bring awareness to the company and to the platform that we offer for loan officers all over the country.
Oh, that's awesome. I appreciate that. Things have really I won't say gotten better, but it's more transparency since you've been with the company. Put my phone on vibrate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So prior to Loan Factory, what were you doing?
So prior to Loan Factory, I've been a loan officer, and I've been a loan officer for the better part of 10 years now. And I started off in the bank environment. I was in finance for a while. I was a banker, and I worked for one of the big banks. I won't mention the name of the bank, but I was over there for a while. And as a banker, I was watching and I was seeing what the loan officer was doing. He was coming into our branch, and he was the one that seemed like he was making the good money, right? And he was doing all the big moves. And I said, I want a piece of that. And so I talked to him, and he's like, it's much more difficult than you think it is. But I made the jump, and this was actually 2011-ish. And I learned the business a little bit, but a lot of people didn't really have a lot of time to mentor and help me along. And I
Hmm.
got very discouraged after about 8 months, and I jumped out the business. And it was a couple of years there to where I just bounced around to meaningless job after meaningless job, to where I had a friend of mine who actually became a mentor, very good friend and mentor. And he said, "Listen, I'm a branch manager at this retail shop, and I want you to come over, and I'm going to help you. I'm going to mentor you. I'm going to help you, and so you can be developed in the industry." And I told him, I was like, "Listen, I tried this before, and I was very discouraged." He's like, "Don't worry, it's because you didn't have any help." So he brought me on, and as a branch, I was under him, and I was a lead caller at the beginning, just learning the business by just phone call after phone call. And we managed this realtor group that we had, and my job was to call all the leads and just kind of figure out if there's something there. And so I'd get these leads, and then at the end of the day, he would say, "Okay, tell me about this person. Tell me about the next one." And he would start talking loans with me, and that helped me get my feet wet, built
Hmm.
confidence, got licensed, and then from there, he left the company, and he started his own broker shop a few years later. And he called me over, and I said, "Okay, let's do it." And I jumped on the broker side, so I learned the wholesale side from that standpoint. And I had really good success with that company. And I ended up leaving for more money because the grass seemed to be greener on the other side, and it wasn't. And at a spot to where I was still making pretty decent money, things were going well, but it was at a dead spot to where I said, to my wife, I was like, "Let's go out to this broker conference." in Miami because I'm licensed in Florida. Let's just see if we can do something, if I can build business in Florida. So we went, and fortunately, it was at that conference that I met Twan, and that's how I got connected with Loan Factory. But I had never heard of Loan Factory up until that point.
I met Twan at a it's a MN what's licensing when you renew your license and they have those little conferences here in
Yep.
Houston. I met him
Hmm.
there and he was talking about Loan Factory and I'm like, wow, it sounds pretty good. No monthly, because the company I was with before, I was paying $39 for this and $49 for
Hmm.
that and wasn't getting anything from it. And then he was like, we have no fees, no this, you come, we'll show you. And I'm like, okay. And it's been great ever since. Now, I'm not as productive as I would like to be, but probably because of the market and everything. But I keep coming to the, Friday classes and I have a mentor. And I'm glad you mentioned the mentoring because that's really important. I'm also a
Yeah.
mentor as a real estate agent and I
Hmm.
mentor new agents. And so having a mentor in this industry is very crucial. And I know you guys just revamped that mentoring program as well. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So very good point. The mentoring is twofold. It's the growth of the mentee. So it's like you said, this industry, when you pass your licensing test, whether it's on the real estate side or on the lending side, it literally just makes you legal, right? It
Right.
allows you to do loans, it allows you to do real estate, but it doesn't tell you how to do it. And that's where mentorship is so important. You need someone to come alongside you and just walk you through. Because like the book knowledge, you need to take that and make it practical. How does this flesh out in real world, right? And that's where a mentor comes in. I could tell you from the mentor side now, when I became a mentor with the company about a year ago, even my own personal, I would say twofold because you're dealing with people, and also when you teach something, you really understand it when you teach it.
Right.
Sometimes you think you know something until someone asks you a question. You go, well, let me dig into that, and you get a lot of different questions you never really considered. So mentorship, it goes both ways. I think it builds the mentee and the mentor, and that's one of the things that we're trying to do with Loan Factory. Our growth has been, incredible. It's about tenfold since I came on in February last year. We went from about 175 LOs to about 1850 right now. And
Oh,
so
wow.
in that, you're going to have a lot of new LOs who need assistance, right? They need that additional help. And so that's where the mentorship program, is coming in. So we're really focused on that, so we can have the most developed and well-able LOs to meet the need out in the market.
So I made a goal for myself that I want to be a mentor with Loan Factory. I know I have to do, is it 5 transactions?
Yeah, you have to do 5 transactions, and that's a good goal, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna remember this conversation, Vanda. It's a good
Okay.
goal.
Okay. Oh, we're gonna make it happen.
Absolutely.
Um, let's see. Anything else you want to tell us about yourself? You have any goals with Loan Factory that you want to share?
Well, goal wise, right now, because the transition is so fresh, I really just I wanna grow in my position. And the real thing I'm realizing now is like with anything that you do, the more you know, the more you realize you don't know.
Yeah, you don't know what you know. Don't know
E-
till you don't know it.
Exactly. And then, the benefit here is that I'm getting a chance to really to see Twan and the way he operates. And in essence, I'm in a circle of eagles now. And
Mm,
so I really just at this point I want to grow and learn. And my goal is not really about me. It's about how can I help Loan Factory go forward? How can I help loan officers develop and grow? And if I do that well, my own team now, I have a team of 2 other individuals, actually 3 other individuals. What are their goals and how do I help them achieve their goals? So those are like my metrics right now. If I can reach those things and see them develop, that means I've done well as a leader.
hmm.
So that's kind of what I'm looking for at the moment.
Okay, cool, cool. Tuan had a guy named Oscar reach out to me because I just got back from Africa and I had asked Tuan if they were doing financing for properties in Africa and they're starting that program. And then he sent me one about Mexico. They're doing some lending in Mexico as well.
What country in Africa was it, Vanda?
Ghana.
Ghana, beautiful country. I've
Yeah.
never been, but I've always wanted to go. So you went to the Gold Coast and saw that?
Yeah, the Ivory Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really nice. Went to my mother-in-law's school. She built a school over there. So we went, there was 12 of us that went. And we went to visit her school and do a little touring. And she'd been there 20, it was her 23rd trip, but it was everybody else's first time going. So it was
Yeah, and
really
I think they
exciting.
call it the Gold Coast, right? That's where the slaves were taken from and in West
Yeah.
Africa, is that right?
Yeah, we went to the Elmina slave castle
Mm,
there and saw that. It was very emotional. You could still
imagine.
smell from all this time, it still has a smell to it that's not good.
Mm,
But
yeah,
it's good. We got strong history there, and to see all of
strong.
our people there, and they're doing a lot of building. I had considered moving there, but I'm gonna wait a couple of years because I still need to be a little bit more modern for my taste.
I see. Yeah.
But I
I've
plan
heard
on
good
going
things
back.
about it.
Yeah, I'm going
Yeah, I've
back
heard.
in 2027. So
Okay.
if you want to go with us, let me know.
Hey, you know what? Maybe not this trip around, but maybe one coming up. That it's on my list. And
That could be a goal for you.
it could be a goal because my dad, he was actually from the Caribbean, from Jamaica, right? And so there's a strong connection between West Africa and the Caribbean.
Yeah,
And so I know there's a heritage there. This is a strong connection. So I would love to see it.
yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I know you're driving and you got somewhere else to go, but I appreciate you taking the time and me getting to know you a little bit better. And we'll do another one. And I don't know if you do the loan products or talk about the loan products or go over the platform of Loan Factory with
Yeah.
anybody. Maybe we could do that on the next one.
Yeah. We can do all of the above. And I appreciate you having me, Vanda. Thank you so much.
And one recommendation, if you have this, or if we can do something like this, is maybe the loan officers have a team meeting to just discuss certain things among ourselves versus, having somebody present to us. And, if that's an option, of just setting that time aside for anybody to go to that has any questions, either weekly or daily or something like that.
Great idea. It's something I've been thinking about. Is maybe like we could do like a masterminds of LOs where it's literally just creative thought. What
Right.
are you thinking? What can be improved? What can be changed? What are you struggling with? What are your highs and what are your lows? And we just share as loan officers. So I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, I like that. Just an hour a week or something.
Mhm.
But okay, well, thank you very much, and we will talk soon.
All right. Talk to you soon. Thanks again.
Thank you. Bye-bye. So this interview was with Loan Factory, the king of Loan Factory, Andre King. Andre King is a business development person there. He's new, and I just wanted to get to know him a little better. So thank you, Andre, and here we go.